and this is TheFixxx on Dash Radio.
Big Capo in the building today. We got our man V, aka V always here. Tell him what's good, V.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Are you sure excited?
Yeah.
It is.
Very, very excited.
The excitement on his face is just radiating. I love it.
I don't show a lot. So for the viewers at home, I don't show a lot, but I am excited and very honored to be here. Thank you.
Dope.
What's up, man?
So for many of you guys don't know, V is an international artist. V comes all the way from Russia.
Wow.
Yeah, so a little bit different ball game. Tell them a little bit about your upbringing, man, and how you got in the game. It's a beautiful story.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Well, yeah, I was born and raised in Russia, in cold Siberian Russia. It's like the north middle of Russia. That's where I was born and grew up. And lived there for 17 years, graduated high school, and then came out here for college and been here ever since. But I remember growing up, I always had passion for American music, even though I couldn't speak English. Obviously, we speak Russian back home. So I don't know how I got my hands on those CDs and stuff like that. And I would just like see music videos on MTV and just be like, I like this. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but I like the flow, I like the vibe, you know, and I was like, this is cool. I really like it. And I kind of made it my dream to be able to make music in English. That was kind of my, something that I was, dreaming about basically.
Yeah.
And, I tried, obviously I didn't know English, so I was just like making up songs that were basically gibberish. And then by the time I turned 14, I was like, I came up to my parents. I was like, look, can you put me in class or something? I really want to learn English. I want to be able to write songs and stuff like that. Because before that, I was writing songs in Russian. And they were like, yeah, why not? English is good. It's the international language and, it's good. And so I went to class, and because I was 14, they put me in class with higher level people. They could already speak. And I was just sitting there. I was like, wow, don't ask me anything, please. I don't even know what you're asking me, let alone, answering. So yeah, the first year was rough. And then I quickly realized that the English that they teach in Russia is the British version.
Yeah.
Which was not something that I wanted to.
Sounds like a whole nother different language.
For sure. Yeah. It's not something that
broken English, right?
Wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Not something that I really wanted to, make music and write songs in. So I had to kind of combine those classes with, my own research and, kind of teach myself the way that I wanted to learn. And so kind of combining that, I was able to master, well, I don't want to say master, but I was able to be pretty fluent in...
How long did that take?
2.5 years.
Man, that's
2.5 years.
fast.
That's a good amount of time.
That's fast.
Oh, yeah.
2.5 years to learn a language like that?
From
and
nothing, from zero. I only
you sound
knew
like you
2
never
words
had a
and they were
problem
not good.
speaking English.
You wouldn't
You
even
would
know.
never know.
You would never
Yeah.
even
They
know,
speak
dude.
You would
better
never
than some
know.
people
Well,
that have
yeah.
come on the show.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
accent
Like real
accent
shit.
was definitely one of the things that I emphasized a lot and tried to learn, because there was no study book or anything like that for
crazy.
how to sound like a native speaker. So I
Yeah.
kind of had to listen, watch movies and stuff like that, and listen to my favorite songs and kind of analyze and break it down and like write it down what I heard and how I can sound like that.
Yeah.
One thing that stood out about your story when we first met, about how you were able to get the music and see the music videos, it kind of reminded me of Kobe Bryant when he grew up in overseas in Italy.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's because he went out of his way and kind of discovered tapes of Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and all that, and he was really passionate about it, and he molded his game behind that, and it became a dope NBA star.
That's a good
so
point.
hearing you, find the music and finding that love in it, and and really challenging yourself to put yourself in that arena, it kind of reminds me of Kobe, and that's some inspiring shit,
Thanks, man. It was hard. Finding music, it was hard. Like, you could not get your hands on those CDs anywhere in Russia. So I had to ask my aunt, who lived in Moscow at the time, because Moscow is like the bigger city and they have everything, where I lived in a small kind of town type of setting. So I would ask her to buy stuff for me and mail it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was hard. It was hard.
That's crazy.
That's like Kobe, because Kobe's
Yeah.
grandparents
Yeah.
would send him the NBA tapes.
Yep.
That's great.
And so
you,
far-
you're the Russian Kobe over here.
Yeah.
Of music.
I like that. I like
That's
that.
your next symbol. Your next
like
single,
that.
the
Hell
Russian
yeah.
Kobe.
I like
Hell
that.
yeah.
I'm gonna remember that.
I'm sure if Kobe heard that story,
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Oh shit, this
And-
is like the same shit."
And so for Jay and Be Easy, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are DJs, right? You talk about digging for crates. Think about that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? You got to go through a whole nother fucking laundry list of shit
Yeah.
just to get
That's
what
a
you
lot.
want.
That's a
Yeah.
lot to do,
Bro,
Real shit.
Yeah,
But
and
you did a
then
good job. I mean, shit, it paid off.
It definitely did.
Paid
And I'm
off.
very
Well,
grateful.
I'm geeked. I'm ready to hear him rap. Let's see if he has the bars
Well, oh no, he's not here for
that equalize
Yeah, no, he's
the wrist
yeah,
of
no.
Kobe.
I mean, we could do that a little bit.
But really quick too, though, before we get to that, I want to also know, you said that you're from Russia and you had your auntie sending you tapes and
Yeah.
CDs. So who were some of those artists that you were listening to? Who were the artists that you were studying?
Definitely whatever came on MTV, I would just like go grab like a piece of paper and a pen real quick and write it down. So whatever I saw and whatever I liked. So it was definitely, I had a few CDs of Tupac, I had NWA, I had Wu-Tang. So yeah, I was heavily influenced by hip hop when I was a child. So that but I wanted to sing as well.
Do they have Russian hip hop?
They do, yeah.
Yo,
they do.
it's pretty.
They do.
It's actually pretty dope if I knew what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The language makes it really cool. Like the language itself sounds really harsh, so it makes it sound more aggressive,
Yeah.
which works, I think.
So I know you brought us a song today called "Sober." You want
I
to
did.
tell the listeners about that song before we play it for them?
Yes. So sober. Basically, sober has two meanings for me. The first and the most obvious meaning is a story from when I first moved here, my first 2 years here in LA, and kind of the party scene, getting caught up in the party scene and kind of stuff like that. And I've always been the type to, look for more meaningful kind of relationships with people, and the party scene definitely was not meant for that. So all the, alcohol and parties and hookups and all that kind of stuff wasn't something I was particularly, into. But I had to do it. I felt like I had to do it because it's LA, it's the lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. So sober is about there was no specific person, but it's just kind of a mixture of different people that I met along the way, different girls, and I'm looking for something deeper, but they weren't.
Oh,
So sober is about that. And there's a line in that, girl, I want to hit it when you're sober. So like I'm looking for something more meaningful.
I like that.
And sober also represents me finally waking up, because doing music, people you meet along the way tell you that you have to sound a certain way, say certain things to make it, whatever that means. And I believed it. I started making music. I started recording and making music when I was 10 years old. I'm 23 now, about to be 24 in a couple of months. And I started making music in English when I was around 16, 17 years old. So I was looking for that guidance and, advice, because it was new and, I was nervous about it. And and I kind of believed everything. So I was making music that I wasn't really enjoying myself. And, with this record, I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to make the sounds that I like.
So
I'm going to say what I want to say.
Before we play the song, were you not making music that you like out of fear that if you did make the music that you like, people may not like it?
I guess so. Yeah.
You wanted to be accepted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like that. Like that. And then I just said, can I cuss here?
Hell yeah, I've been
Yeah.
cutting.
Fuck that shit.
They had to tell me to tone it down. I cuss too much.
fuck.
I say nigga too much.
shit.
Yeah,
all that
I
kind of shit.
gotta ask. I gotta double check. But yeah, I kind of just said fuck it, and just kind of went with what I wanted. I said what I wanted to say, and I made the sounds that I wanted to make without any genres or anything like that in mind. Yeah,
I like
kinda
that. So let's play this song for the listeners.
let's do it.
Everybody tuning in, if you have any questions or any, your thoughts on it, this is your time to listen. Type up them questions, because when we come back, Josh is going to read it for the listeners. So here's Sober. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to tune into this, listen to it. And this is something that he made that he liked. So if you don't like it, we don't really give a fuck, because he liked the shit.
Yeah. Started from the bottom, now we ballin'. Moving to LA to find a calling. Working every night, every day, I don't know what the time is. I got diamond set of numbers on my rollie. So many distractions and we're trying to fight it. Parties never end and we always invited. Probably should say I know it, but sometimes it should be getting kinda lonely. I thought we met before, remember shawty? It was in the hills, I think another party. I could swear I seen that ass asking me to dance. Now I'm good, but I'll watch your body, yeah. Why you bringing me drinks? Why you acting like this? I said I'm good on my own, but I guess you don't want me to go. Find out the stay. Go ahead, put your body on me. I'm feeling these rays. And you, girl, feel it too. I'm feeling up. I need a connection so bad that I'm losing control. Sure you wanna do it all day, all day, all day, all day. I think she's going through it. I really don't know what she said. She probably feeling how she feel it. She want me to get up in it, but girl, you know I wanna hit it when you're sober. Sure you wanna do it all day, all day, all day, all day. I think she's going through it. I really don't know what she said. She probably feeling how she feel it. She want me to get up in it, but girl, you know I wanna hit it when you're sober. What am I saying? You got me tripping, you got my hair fucked up. I lie awake and I can't escape the mistake I made. It's not love, not even drunk, not even faded. Don't even know the fuck your name is. She called me again and I reply. I cannot even explain why. I keep thinking about her, not the pussy but the heart. And I really think I've seen that part, yeah. I need some time to figure it out, but sure you wanna do it all day, all day, all day, all day. I think she's going through it. I really don't know what she said. She probably feeling how she feel it. She want me to get up in it, but girl, you know I wanna hit it when you're sober. Sure you wanna do it all day, all day, all day, all day. I think she's going through it. I really don't know what she said. She probably feeling how she feel it. She want me to get up in it, but girl, you know I wanna hit it when you're sober.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That shit was tight. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you, man. Thank you.
That was
like that.
super dope. I was really impressed. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I feel like you said stuff that people haven't already said. I feel like so
Yep.
many people are just recycling lyrics from other artists. Yeah, I love that what you said, and not only that, it just seemed like it was just a clean take. Like it was just a clean piece of work. And just to hear your story and where you come from, and just like that ambition behind it, and then just to hear what came out from that, I think it's amazing. And I'm excited to see you do more.
I
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think the music industry should be thankful that you got over that fear of making music that you truly wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because if you kept that all in, it'd be doing a disservice to like fans of music, because that shit is dope, dude.
I mean, and myself too.
Yeah,
You know,
and you're being
yeah.
yourself and you're being authentic. And I think being authentic in the music industry is what gives somebody longevity. And I can see you developing fans that are gonna be like passing out in the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for real, it's like when
it's
you
important.
when you make music that hits people in the heart, they're gonna develop some type of attachment to you to where they're gonna take every song that you're singing like you're singing directly to them. Because like what Codigo said, when people are repeating the same thing, they're trying to fit in. But when you're making something from the heart, you're gonna develop a set of fans that are gonna be like loyal to you to the T. You know what I'm saying? So I really admire that, dude. I'm gonna hear more music.
Yeah, and
appreciate
to piggyback off of what he was saying, I believe the same thing too. When you make music from your heart and you don't do what everybody else is doing, it fits. Like just like when we played her record, and it's just different. It's a different sound, and like we need that. And also, like I was looking at the Travis Scott documentary.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's inspiring from an art perspective of like seeing how somebody can go from just having a dream of something and actually having that cult following, like he said, and that's big. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be able to come from where you come from and overcome the obstacles, it's somebody facing the same obstacles that can look at you and be like, damn, well, if he can do it, I can do it too.
And that's the main thing. That's what I want to show people. Like I want to inspire people. I want a 14-year-old kid sitting somewhere in some other country, having the same dreams, to be like, oh, he did it, I can do it too.
I honestly don't believe that you didn't really speak English, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like perfect your English is.
Thank you.
Man.
He's like, I'm a natural.
You know, it's crazy. Like when you watch boxing and those boxers that get in the ring and they put their heart out. When you hear their story, that what they're fighting for. They're not fighting. They're fighting for like their family's well-being, their own well-being. Those be like the best fighters. Same thing applies to music. Those musicians that are making shit from the heart, and they've come from like the dirt. Not like the dirt like it's a bad thing, but like they've really developed themselves from the bottom to become who they were. You know what I'm saying? Those be the artists that stand out. And I feel like you got like that boxer's mentality. Like Mike Tyson, he came from the gutter and he was one of the greats. Yeah. You built yourself up to where you had to teach yourself the language, teach yourself the music industry, the culture, all that. And now look, like this shit, there's people that's been doing music with help of people that are known in the industry that don't even make shit like that. So like that's dope, dude. Like
great accomplishment.
Real shit.
Thank you. I made it in my apartment.
Yeah.
I made it in my apartment.
Yeah. All right, now you bragging too much.
Yeah.
I was just sitting on the toilet.
Had the mic in front of me on the toilet.
I was in the car in traffic, and I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make this song."
I just pulled it up on my phone and did it.
I wrote my rhymes on the toilet, so you know they the shit.
Oh shit!
Oh wow, goodness.
But I have a music video coming out.
He been waiting to say that.
Yeah.
I have my first music video coming out for this song on the 12th, September 12th. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Let's talk about another thing that we haven't talked about. You got a big following, man.
Yeah.
On YouTube, like you ain't somebody with like 1,000 followers, 900. This dude got like what, 700,000?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
That's
it ain't
dope.
no bots. Talk
No
about
bots.
that. Talk about how that feels to have legit following.
Feels good. My following is great because I educate, I kind of show them the lifestyle and show them how I work and what I do, and they're proud of me as well, and it feels great. It feels amazing. Yeah,
That's dope to have that support, man. That's a lot of people, and imagine once you start to really blossom, it's only gonna get bigger from there. It's like if you start now, you got 700,000. Imagine what it's gonna be 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Big facts.
With the consistency in the music and the videos and everything that you're doing, to the top.
To the
Straight
top,
to the
man.
top.
So
I'm
you know
excited.
what? Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you on social media. Cause this dude, you know what I'm saying, he verified on social media, and he didn't buy that blue check. This was organic.
I got verified a couple days ago. Actually,
Yeah,
it
I
caught
know.
me by surprise.
Hey,
yeah.
one of your biggest fans to the left of you put me up on that, man. He's
That's
been
crazy.
keeping me in the loop of everything you're doing, and you got a fan over here too, man.
Yep.
Over
Yes,
here
sir.
too.
Tell everybody
you.
where they can find you on social
Thank
media.
you. It's at @VEalwaysHere on Instagram. At @VEalwaysHere.
That's what's up. So what we're going to do is take a small break, and then we're going to come back with Codigo Red's Hot Topics. This week, there is no off top, but there will be one next week. You know what I'm saying? So sorry for everybody who want to see somebody come on here and, try to rap off the top of their head. It's not happening this week. Watch last week's shit on YouTube.
Last week was worth watching again anyway.
Yeah,
So
most definitely. It was definitely dope, man. So
Yeah.
shout out to him. But what we're going to do is take a small break. You listen to TheFixxx on Dash Talk X.
Chill.
In the parks, niggas sleeping in the parks. Don't get caught.